they're working on their behavior, maybe they're acting a little better. Possibly. But no real change is happening. I mean, we're getting really good at having church. We're getting really good at having church. I think we're so good at having church, we can have church without God. But what do we do with the words that Jesus says, go heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, tell them the kingdom's here? I mean, he said it nonchalantly even, raise the dead. Like he wasn't saying, now look, when you guys get to such a level and you've been at it for so long and you're like one of the top 3 in the world that everybody's heard of, when your ministry got so many million followers on Facebook and all that, he didn't say none of that. He said it to a group of guys sitting around. Hey guys, the kingdom's in you now. Go raise the dead. Cast out devils.
Heal the sick.
I'm just no longer satisfied with just being religious and having church. My life's been changed by this. I've been healed, set free, delivered. Do you know that saved? I believe everybody here, you know, when you say this is a term around here, I don't know, our circles, this area, we'd say saved, right? You've been saved. Saved. That word in the Bible, the Greek word is sozo. S-O-Z-O. The definition of that word that we use so easily, the definition of the word is preserved, protected, healed, delivered, made whole. It's part of the word. It's the definition of the word. We just say, well, I'm saved. Well, what does that mean? You can put healed there just as much. I'm saved by grace through faith. I'm saved by grace through faith. You can put any one of those definitions in. I'm healed by grace. That means you didn't deserve it or earn it. Anybody here need healing tonight? Quit waiting to deserve it. Quit waiting to earn it. Quit waiting to be good enough for it. Quit waiting until you get this cleaned up in your life, or I get better at this, or I better. It's grace. You don't deserve it. The only way you're qualified for grace is if you don't deserve it. Congratulations, you're qualified. You can be healed tonight by grace through faith. That's what saved means. Now you know. The enemy can no longer operate in that spot. The light just came on, right? I went over how many weeks I've given you, 1,100 scriptures about it. Right? We're letting His life declare truth now, right? If Jesus Himself was to walk in this room, would anybody leave sick? No. Wonder what the will of God is. I'm not going to back off until whatever happens when Jesus would walk in the room happens when I walk in the room. You can call that arrogant if you want, I don't know, but He told me that's what I could have. Right. And I'm just going to keep on pushing until we got a whole room full of that. I'm not any different than anybody else. I'll put on this right here. Just nail it down. All right. Here comes a guy with his son, and the son's in a bad way. Right. Has convulsions and seizures, and it throws him in the fire, and all this stuff. And the disciples. He brings the boy to the disciples, and the disciples, they've been out casting out devils, healing the sick. They've already had all kinds of success stories. So here comes this guy, and it's probably a little bit of a worse case, so it's probably messing with them a little bit. And so the disciples trying to get the boy healed, and they didn't get the job done. Jesus comes down the hill, and the guy says, hey, I brought my boy to your disciples, and they didn't get him healed. And Jesus says, boom. The boy's healed that fast. Right? Immediately, the boy's healed. set free, devil cast out of him, whatever. So, the boys didn't get the job done. Nowadays we would say, well, he must have had unforgiveness. Or, he's brought it on himself. Or, all this stuff we've come up with. It's not the will of God. Some get healed, some don't. We've got all this stuff that's normal in church lingo nowadays. Can you see the disciples saying, look, this guy brought this boy to us to get healed, and we know, we've seen people get healed, and he didn't get healed, so there must be a problem over there. There must be a problem with them. Well, hey, they didn't have enough faith. Right? We've heard all this stuff. Jesus comes down. We said, it must not have been the will of God for the boy to get healed, because the boy didn't get healed when the disciples prayed. Jesus comes down and heals the boy. Was it the will of God for the boy to be healed?
Absolutely.
Was it the will of God for the boy to be healed?
Yes.
Of course. Jesus wouldn't go against the will of the Father. So Jesus declares the will of the Father, saying, even though the boys didn't get the job done, even though you haven't seen the results of the will of the Father, does not mean that it wasn't the will of the Father. I appreciate the disciples' attitude. They come around later and say, hey, the fact that they brought up the question, they said, how come we couldn't get the job done? I appreciate that. I wish the church would take on that.
Amen. Right. Amen. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They said, obviously just them having the question shows me that they believe that it is the will of God, that they should have gotten the job done. They believe they should have gotten the job done, and so they come along and said, hey, why didn't we get the job done? Because it was obviously the will of the Father for the boy to be healed, because Jesus healed him. Just because Jason didn't always get the job done does not mean it wasn't the will of the Father. Just because we haven't seen the results that we desire to see does not mean it wasn't the will of the Father. Jesus said, because of your unbelief. He didn't put it on them. He didn't put it on the Father and the Son.
Right.
It says because of your unbelief.
Right.
And he say, I've heard it all. Jesus is getting on. He said, it sounds like he's getting on a little bit. But I've heard it broke down in a lot of ways. And I'd say one of the ways I heard it broke down was like Jesus is not mad at them. But in a way, he's saying to them, you're still not seeing. This is what I've been talking about for weeks now. You're still not seeing what I see. When you start seeing what I see, you'll start producing the results that I produce. He said, this kind, we've said this kind of devil only comes out by much prayer and fasting. But Jesus wasn't talking about devils anymore. Jesus had changed the topic of the subject to unbelief. This kind of unbelief only comes out of you by much prayer and fasting. Much prayer and fasting. Much time spending with the Father. Much time finding out who you really are. Much time getting unbelief out of you so you start seeing single. The will of God's plain and simple. It's no longer a mystery. Jesus has revealed it. I say let Jesus' life be truth and let's go after it. Just because we haven't seen it, so what? Because I'm not all the way there yet. I'm going to keep on seeing. I'm going to keep on seeing. I'm going to keep on seeing. You know what? This one didn't happen. I hate that. I hate it when it doesn't happen.
Right. Right.
But that's not going to get a voice. He's Lord. And He's declaring the will of God, and I'm going to keep on going after that. Is anybody here?
Yes.
I'm being a little tougher because it's you guys. A tough crowd. If you're out tonight, it's because you're tough, right? Handle it. I'm just saying, keep on showing us, Lord. I don't even know the answers to this other than just Him knowing that we know now and we want it. Hunger. I want it. Does anybody here want it?
Yes.
Say, I do.
I do.
That's all I know. That's all I ever did to get to the place there, and I'm a long way. I'm not saying I'm any more than anybody else, but I'm a lot further than I was. And how I got here was by saying, I want it. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how I got to where I am. I'm messed up and religious and got all this junk and thoughts and messed up mindsets, and I believed all kinds of crazy stuff. Lord, you're going to have to fix me. You're going to have to straighten this mess out. You're going to have to. And when I got to the point of understanding what grace was and quit mixing the law with grace and quit mixing the old covenant with the new, once I got to that place and the veil was lifted and I could see Him clearly, it just started happening by the power of God. It's now His power that's changing me, not my gritting my teeth and white knuckling and I'm going to try harder and I got to get it. No, I just, wow, God, you're something else. Man, ain't you good. And when I just look at Him and see Him and I'm hungry for more of Him and then it's just Him that's changing me. It's rewiring and it's... Y'all want to sing? Or? Okay. Everybody lights on? Yeah. Devil's done, ain't he? Well, that wasn't very convincing, but...
Getting rewired.
Yeah, rewired. There you go. All right. All right. Well, if you need what you need tonight, if you want help getting it, we'll get it. Don't leave without it. All right? Everybody good?
Yes.
Everybody's lights on?
Yes.
Everybody believes it's the will of God for us to have victory?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Jesus never said later.
No.
I see it all the time. Well, God's timing. All right, I'll give you a little bit of that, but what I read is God's above time.
Amen.
God created time. That means it's part of the creation. He's above the creation. He doesn't operate inside of time. That means everything to God is already done.
I like that.
Whole nother deal, but to God, everything is already done.
Done.
To God, you're already healed.
Yes.
Your healing is already there for you to take. I can't. Somebody in here's hungry because you won't let me quit. I'll quit with one more. You're all right. Keep on. You sound professional with that music player. Everybody here believe, at least if you don't believe in victory, you at least believe in being born again, saved. Right?
Yes.
So we're at least right there. All right. So let's just think about how that happened. You got saved because Jesus died on the cross and shed His blood. So something that happened 2,000 and some years ago. See, He did His part then, right? Everybody agree?
Yes.
He did what He did then. You weren't there then. You weren't born again then. I'll just use me. I got saved when I was 12 years old. I think. I don't know. I got saved again. I got born again later on, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, irrelevant. So when I'm 12 years old, I heard the good news. Okay, so I heard something. And when I heard this, I placed faith in that, and I believed what I heard. And by faith now, see, I wasn't there. I didn't see him. But I heard about it. I heard about it when I was 12. When I was 12, I heard about what he did then. And when I heard about what he did then, when I'm 12, faith brought that and it became mine then. I received it then, right? I received then what he did way back there.
That's right.
You with me? In the same way. See, this is what faith does. Faith now faith is. Hebrews 11. Right now faith is. So somebody's hearing about it now. You're hearing about what he did then. He's not going to get up off his throne tonight and heal you. What's happening is you're hearing about it. You're hearing about what he did then. See, he was beaten. His body was beaten and whipped, unrecognizable by his stripes. They striped his back. They whooped his body. They destroyed his flesh. Destroyed his body. His body was broken then, so that ours can be fixed now. And when you hear about it, see, faith comes and makes a reality now. We receive now what he did then. In the same way. Whatever means of salvation it is, not just being saved, not just being born again, but all of it, the whole redemption. Put back in the place before man ever ate from the tree. I'm not going to be satisfied until I have that. And I'm continuing to receive that by faith, in that he's already done everything that he needs to do to get me to that place. He's already punched my ticket. He's already done everything that he's going to do. You with me? He's already done. It's not a matter if it's his will or not. He's already done it. We're not trying to talk him into it tonight. We're not trying to twist his arm by some kind of performance or something. He's already done it. It's already there, waiting on us to hear about it. And then faith brings it about in a reality, and I receive it now. Is that simple enough? It's the same with all of it, not just being born again. You can be healed right now. You can be blessed right now. Light's coming on. Here's what I want you to do. I'll help you if you need help, okay? But I'll help you if you need help. I like helping folks. But I just assume you sit right there with your lights on while they sing and receive. Just sit right there and receive. Some of you got it already. Go ahead and check. If you need healed, check. Whatever. If it's something you can check, check. Alright? Everybody good? Alright. Just sit there and receive while they sing. If you got to rush out, go, whatever, okay. But sit there and receive. Sit there and let light shine on you. Sit there and let truth make you free. Free from sickness, free from disease, free from poverty, free from curses, free from you name it. If it ain't in heaven,
Gotta get in.
it don't belong here.
That's right.
Alright? Am I good?
Yeah.
Alright, love y'all.